On to number six then.
Go ahead.
All right. Number six, I've got your boy, Tyler Adams at number six.
Criminal.
Listen, I said I was not considering internet like stuff outside of MLS unless it was something massive. Tyler Adams, homegrown for RBNY, of course, as our friend Andrew here can tell you all about. 4,000, about 400 minutes in MLS. Not a lot of time spent here. Obviously, he's a fantastic player, both while he was here and while he's moved. Got to move to Leipzig, which is, a fantastic move. Moving to a major team in Europe. The fee, I imagine there was other things involved in this, but the number itself was 2.63 million euros, and that was kind of low compared to everybody else. I can't really factor in if there's sell on and all that. I'm sure that there was probably some other stuff that went into it, especially when he got sold on the Leeds. And obviously that can change things and move him up my list and whatnot. One of the things, major award wise, I know I said I wasn't really going to consider international stuff, but because Tyler Adams won such a prestigious one as U.S. Soccer Player of the Year, I definitely took that into consideration. He won a supporter shield while he was here and has 2,700 minutes for the national team, which was very helpful in boosting him up. Really, I think the only thing that hurt him on my list was just that he didn't spend much time in MLS itself, which is probably not a fair thing to dock him on. Because all of his points basically came from his move and what he's been able to accomplish outside of MLS.
Criminal.
I mean, he could only be like 4 spots off of yours. It can't be that far off. The only thing you complain about is the guys that are in front of him. And I'm sure you and everybody else listening will probably complain about them.
You ready to get pissed off?
Sure.
Number 6, Carlos Salcedo, RSL.
I should have figured this was coming. You did call him Defender of the Year.
Third most titles won, 5th most international appearances, sold for the 17th highest fee out of MLS, like in the academy. Should have been Defender of the Year if Toronto didn't mess it up.
Yeah, and that's what it was.
And consistently, and going back to being serious here, consistently one of the best defenders in the region for the last decade. This guy came out of an MLS academy, and the fact that RSL couldn't hold on to him is brutal. But they did get good money for him, and he's gone on to do very good things. Now, is he most known for being an RSL academy kid? No. However, the fact that he has gone from the academy, like I said, if it gives legitimacy to what we're doing, I'm all for it. So the fact that he did come from the academy system, got his start, and then went on to do very good things for very good teams in very good regions, I'm here for it. Carlos Salcedo at 6 is a lock.
What are we doing with this top 10 list? Are we just looking at who's the top 10 players that ever had the homegrown title, or are we like
that's what I'm doing?
At what their impact was to MLS? Because I don't think Salcedo's had barely any impact.
He never had any impact on MLS.
I bet if you asked,
here's the problem. I didn't ask, and I don't, and I'm not going to ask. So
I bet if you asked
enough with your hypothetical,
half the people that follow MLS or that go to games where Carlos Salcedo started, I guarantee you 95% of them would not know it was RSL.
You ready? I guarantee you, if asked the majority of MLS fans who go to games and watch games, any relative question about MLS pre-2008, they don't know the answer to it, period. That's not like a wow, what a stat. Like, most
still
people
plays.
don't know about it.
Salcedo still plays. It's not like he's from like 2008 MLS. Yes, that's it.
Because the majority of MLS fans are diehard Liga MX or El Tri fans.
But that's what I'm saying. Nobody knows who he has. Like, no impact on MLS.
He had an impact on what we've done. Our homegrown has been good. We are looking at the best.
So then we're looking at who are the best homegrowns. That's what I'm
looking at. That's what I said I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at.
So you don't care like what they've done for MLS.
We'll get to that bridge when we cross it then, because that can be brought up to delegitimize a bunch of people.
This is we should talk beforehand and like We should actually have the same criteria, because otherwise
Right.
we're just on completely different spectrums. And there's like, what's the point in us even talking about the top 10? Because we're looking at completely different things.
Try harder. I'll consider it. If you give me a written proposal with 2 weeks' notice, I will consider it.
2 weeks notice. We're lucky if we know what top 10 we're doing the day before.
That's facts. We'll talk about it next time. Here's what you'll do. Next time we have a top 10, I want you to propose criteria when you propose the top 10 idea. And I will approve, deny, or kick you off of the pod, depending
What
on
are you,
how
my
bad it goes.
boss? I don't
Yeah,
need you to
I
propose
am. I'm in
anything.
charge.